The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
In what many term is a down year for rookie quarterbacks, the Steelers took Pickett 20th overall because they knew him better than any other quarterback in the draft. They considered him the most pro-ready passer in the class. He's got plenty of gunslinger in him as well. You give him an inch of space to make a throw, he's going to try and make it into a mile.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 39-yard line. Finding Pickens for another catch. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing in too much double coverage. A couple of them picked off. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Pickett. That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point put through by Boswell. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Now it's Watson. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that? Who
are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And Pittsburgh with 6 defensive backs in the game here on 3rd down. Watson now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Back deep, Patrick Peterson. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Off the play fake, here's Pickett. He'll let this go for the end zone. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
This fielded right at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
To the air on first down with Pickett. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time. He's going to go down. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Pickett back to throw. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 22 yards there, a first down.
Don't blink or you might miss Calvin Austin, one of the fastest and shiftiest players from the 2022 NFL Draft. A dynamic guy in the slot. When he makes a catch, you better get him on the ground in a hurry. Otherwise, he'll burn you in open space.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsom. And the Browns are going to get the football here at their own 23.
I believe this is what you would call growing pains here, partner, because this defense obviously took the challenge facing the rookie, and they wanted to help indoctrinate him to the NFL. So now the big question is, can he answer that challenge and rebound with plenty of time remaining in this game?
After the interception, here's Watson. His throw incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Throwing again on second and 10. Watson looking deep in the direction of Cooper. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's first and 10 just outside the red zone. They give the Chubb out of the gun. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's second and 2. To throw is Watson. And this is a rocket pulled in by Cooper, complete. Yeah, the Browns are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Steelers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all. But one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
Pickett now to throw off the play fake. Across the formation, he hits Austin. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. Austin is there and brings in another one. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the 1st half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Pickett. That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown Steelers. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Steelers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. The Cleveland offense ready to go. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that Plague did on the last one.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. Finding room at midfield. Loose inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're wondering just how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats says 21.8 miles per hour. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now Pickett. He gets it complete to Harris. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. Play action, Pickett. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Pickett sets up play action. Finds Pickens outright. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 23 yards the pickup there.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They'll try to run with Harris. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Calvin Austin with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead now up to 14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. The Browns drive about to get started. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. On 1st down, Watson. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all. And I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again is Watson. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
On 4th down, Watson. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. 1st and 10, here's Pickett. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ball game.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? But can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times. Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback. And when he
under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I'm sure there was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Faking the give. Now Watson. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. Throwing again on second down. Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked up by Micah Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. An option handoff given to Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards, 1st down. Pickett going to keep it again. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They run again with Harris. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
Pickett now, 3rd and goal.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Going for it on 4th down. Here's Pickett.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Washington. And in for the Steelers touchdown. From 8 yards out.
And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And that is taken in by Njoku.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
He's going to look deep for more. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
William Jackson with a pick. And the Steelers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Off the play fake, here's Pickett.
He'll let it fly for Austin. And he's got it inside the 10. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 43 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right cover...
Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Calvin Austin
from 6 yards away.
And the Steelers are closing in on a third straight victory to start the campaign.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Flush to his right. And now here is another interception.
And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Pickett.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Calvin Austin.
A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Steelers are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter.
Boswell good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Off of play action, it's Watson.
Got a man, it's Schwartz, complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 23 yards to pick up there. Again, it's Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And my goodness, another interception.
William Jackson with a pick. And the Steelers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And after the interception,
he's got a man complete. 20, 10, again. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
George Pickens, 76 yards. And the Steelers continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the fourth.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to do when the pocket is clear. When you got all those people in front of you, almost impossible to have a good completion percentage.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Watson. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. No gain on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
They run the play fake. Here's Pickett.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Boswell good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like
he's got a man complete. A big play that time for Cleveland. 66 yards.
Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there.
Watson. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
Extra point by York is up and good.
As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Second down, here's an option late. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
On third and short, they'll try option left. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Pickett going to keep it again. And they run with Harris off the option.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And some room to maneuver. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.